Small business is about courage, risk-taking, independence, and we small business owners are survivors. Everybody has an idea for a business, but how do you take that idea from mind to market? This is the place to learn.
Small Business School with Hattie Bryant.
It's a new kind of school. Together we'll learn about business from the inside out, from the people who've done it. We'll meet the men and women who are today's pioneers and quiet heroes. Their lives are the textbooks. Our classroom is the world. Usually we introduce you to one small business owner, but today is completely different. You'll meet several owners because we want to show you the power of synergy. It takes an independent streak to start a business, but that independence could kill you. The feeling of freedom from dealing with other people's opinions is part of the attraction of becoming self-employed. The problem is when you start and try to grow your business, you will face many complex issues. The good news is you don't have to deal with these problems alone. You probably won't go to a CPA or an attorney and pay big fees to discuss problems. You might not want to talk with them to your spouse, and you certainly don't want to discuss personnel issues with your employees. So what do? In the past, we've suggested you join organizations like the Chamber of Commerce or your trade association or something like Young Entrepreneurs Organization. Well, today we have an entirely new opportunity to tell you about. In fact, it's called Opportunity Knocks. In Bend, Oregon, you can stop in the Bend Guitar Shop to buy a guitar, take a lesson, or just hear Bill Hayes, the owner, play. Or you can grab a copy of Pamela Hulsey Andrews' Cascade Business News. You could even buy some one-of-a-kind hand-painted tiles from Christina Acosta, the owner of Christina Acosta Designs, or even learn how to paint yourself by doing what hundreds do every year, attend a class run by Dee Hanson's company, Art in the Mountains. All of these small business owners in Bend, Oregon are growing their businesses, enjoying success, and they are involved in a business networking program. Jim Shell, the organizer, tells us all about it.
You've got to understand two premises on OK. First is that all businesses are generic. You've seen one, you've seen them all. Products may be different, services may be different, but they're all generic. Second premise is that if you put a group of small business people together in the same room, someone will have had the problem before or the opportunity. So the object is to take this generic bunch of people, put them together in the same room, tee them up to solve their problems or realize their opportunities, and then let them loose. And I was in a group like this before, back in the late 80s. I know that my peers have the answers to my problems, and I have the answers to theirs. And so all it is just a matter of getting us together at the same time in the same place.
Christina Acosta is an artist who is building a business around her talent.
I decided when I was 23 that I was going to be an artist. I felt like I had this calling, and I had gotten a real estate license, and I had started in school with a business degree, and it just wasn't working for me. And so I felt I had a calling to be an artist, and I was going to be one, whatever that meant. And so I went back to school and felt like as long as I could do some kind of job that would relate to artwork, then I would be getting better. And a friend of mine showed me how to do window splashes.
What's a window splash?
A window splash is where you take tempera paint, children's poster paint, and you paint on windows, usually for car dealerships and grocery stores and fairs, around fairs and different functions, Christmas.
So what'd you do? Walk into the owner of a grocery store and say, "Can I paint your window?"
I did. I set a goal for myself. I would only stop after 50 people told me no. And so I would cold call, and it was just first I painted the first.
So your goal was to make 50 calls regardless. If you got 50 no's, but you were going to make 50 calls.
Well, yeah. And how I started was after the friend told me how to do it and what to do. I went home, and on my window I made a fictitious customer at my house, and I would paint a window for that fictitious customer. And I did 5 different fictitious customers, 5 different styles, one cowboy for this and something else for that. And then I made a small portfolio, and I went around to different businesses.
Okay, so when you made your first call to get your first piece of business, you positioned yourself as if you had already had 5 customers.
Yes. Well, they never asked me. I just showed them the portfolio.
You don't have to tell them. I think it's brilliant. But see, what you're doing, and many artists are not willing to make even the first cold call, much less 50.
Well, I really wanted to be one. Like I said, it's just, I have felt like I have a calling.
You live in Bend, Oregon.
Yes.
And you're a part of something called OK Groups. Tell me why you went to the first meeting and what benefits you're getting from that as a small business owner.
Well, I was recruited by a friend of mine who insisted that I would love this group. And she's also a member of the same group that I'm in. And I called up the people that are facilitating the group, and they came and they consulted with me. And I was so impressed by their knowledge that I signed up right away. I was just like, how fast can I give them my $99? I know this is going to work.
You have to pay to be in the
yes,
group?
You do.
Oh, I didn't know that.
$99.
Okay.
I think it's worth it to pay because it makes it more valuable. You need to have a little invested.
Okay.
And so I did that, went to my first meeting, I had a product that Jim and Mary Shell had helped, they were consulting me with, and had given me a little bit more advice before my first meeting. And so I took that product, I showed, he'd asked me how I was doing with it, and I told him, and he said, you need to take this to your first meeting and present it. The general public hasn't seen tile as art, at least the way I see tile as art. So I look at this as an art pack, kind of like buying a nice print or something for your house. And so what I wanted to do with this was take the concept boards that I already developed and the ideas that I'd already developed as designs, and take those and come up with a program, essentially a program that would reference installation. So the box had to reference installation, so someone will pick this box up and say, oh, they know right off it's not meant for coasters. They could use it that way, but it will actually reference an installation. And we'll have designs. Each box, I have 9 different designs right now. Each one has a color story that's unique and a design theme.
Okay, so the invention here is this display box.
Yeah. And they all told me that they thought it was a wonderful idea, but how was I going to produce it? And I told them my plan, and one of them said, you mean you want to sit there and paint 2,000 fish? and 2,000 suns and 2,000 stars and 2,000 flowers and birds and each tile of each design
And you said,
the reality of it just struck me that I didn't want to be painting the same 2,000 fish over and over again. Designing the fish was great, and painting it in custom variations was great, which is what I've been doing. I approached it as a custom artist, doing it one by one. But now, with this product that I'm presenting, I do need to find a manufacturer, and so that's what I've been working on for the past 6 months.
So they suggested to you that you stick to the design
and stick to the product,
and not get into manufacturing.
Right.
So they just caused you to stop dead cold and change.
Yeah, I think. Well, actually, what happened is no one ever said you should. It's just people raised questions that were so thought-provoking that the question was from one of the men in the group who had been involved in catalog sales and various programs. He said, really, picture how you want your life to end up. What do you want to be doing a year from now? Do you want to be painting all these tiles? Do you want to be having to tell your family that you can't go somewhere because you've got to paint 1,000 fish or whatever? Or even on your own personal work, do you want to not be able to do any personal work because you're so busy doing this or overseeing all these production people? And when I really thought about how I want to picture my life, that didn't fit. It gave me indigestion.
They told you something was wrong with this idea or something was right with the idea?
They thought the box was great. They think the box is going to be ripped off right away.
You're right.
You can't patent the box design. So they were telling me that, number one, do you want to be making all these tiles yourself, Christina? And when I thought about painting these, I said no.
Right.
And then number two, I do need to hit the market in a particular way to make sure that I can at least establish myself before I'm copied.
Okay, so because of their advice, you have decided to continue with this idea. However, you're going to have these pieces produced or mass-produced based on your designs.
Right.
That came out of their suggestion.
Right. That came directly out of their suggestion. And that was going to change my life.
For the
Make me
better.
a designer and an artist, not a manufacturer. So that's going to be for the better.
Business owners are grouped by business type. We visited the retail and service group.
I wanted to read a little bit of our mission statement, because we jump right into things, and I want to remind everybody of why we're doing this, although we all know, and that's why you're all here. To develop a financially self-sustaining networking program as a vehicle for Central Oregon business owners and/or managers communicating together to solve their problems. In essence, you are each other's board of directors, and you are here to solve each other's problems. Each one of you are a CEO of your own company, and this is your board.
My critical issue last time was identifying CBN in the marketplace, and I talked about that and how we struggled with that, but actually you all told me that wasn't my critical issue. After we got through all that, you told me that my critical issue was totally off base, that I needed stress management.
Pamela Hulsey Andrews is the founder of the Cascade Business News.
When I go there, I feel like I'm in group therapy. I mean, it's a really good feeling, and I look forward to going there. I mean, you can share, all kinds of things that, who else do you share it with? Another business person. It's not quite the same.
And here's a Les Paul.
Bill Hayes owns the Bend Guitar Shop.
Yeah, it is pretty. I'm getting the feeling that I'm not out there alone trying to make this happen, that there's other people too, with entrepreneurs, with business issues that are similar to mine, that in a group we can discuss these issues, and everybody's always right there with positive response to help each other with critical issues and in their own expertise. Everybody has something different to offer.
Have you ever had in either one of your businesses any kind of board of advisors before?
Absolutely not. It's always been usually just me doing it, and so it's
Scratching
nice,
your head going, okay, what do I do
now?
next?
So it's great to sit around a table with some really intelligent, articulate people that really has positive information to really help. I studied music in college, not business, so it's good to be around people that are left brain, and I'm right brain, so it works good. Yeah.
Right, let's do another sky. Don't mess about with it. Use the whole arm.
Dee Hansen started Art in the
The
Mountains.
sky looks much more believable when you've got a good horizon, you see.
Why did you join an OK Group?
I thought it was absolutely what I was looking for. That being a single proprietor in a business, it's very lonely. That fortunately I have my husband to discuss business matters with, but still you need a lot of input from other people, and it's been like having a board of directors.
I've been the owner of the company for 12 years. I recently, within the last 6 months, took on a minor partner, 30% owner in the company. She's worked with me for many years and it's been wonderful help. But I've got the same problem I've always had. We're riding this wave of growth. We don't have to do too much to grow. We should be growing faster, though, because we're tripping all over ourselves. The customer service is not good. We don't train the way we should. I don't have a life. My kids have grown up. I've been a single parent most of my life. One's out of college and the other one's in the middle of college, and I can't remember bringing them up. But anyway, I'd like to change all that, and I can start with a generality, and that is I need to build a structure in my company of customer service, both for the people outside and the people that I employ, so that I can have a life, I can take care of the customers I've got, and we can ride this wave of growth. I'd like to have a customer service skeleton, a structure that is so solid nothing's going to blow it away. Because what I'll do is I'll get on a kick and I'll drop the hammer and say, customer service, we're going to take care of all the people we've got. And kind of what I'm saying is this week. And my employees are saying, yeah, sure, okay, we'll go along with this because we know you're going to get over it. And a week later, I'm all caught up with customer service stuff again, problems, killing fires all the time. And I don't want to be in that crisis place anymore. It's like we're at war all the time in there. I wish we could just create a structure in my company that supports the customers we have and would allow growth without a firestorm all around all the time and things going on, things going wrong all the time.
What kind of structure do you have right now as far as how are you? What's your staff divided into? Do you have?
I brought Sandra in to join me as an owner and now she sweats blood like I do. I would like to have another person in customer service, but I don't even know if that's what we need.
Could you delegate responsibility in certain areas to have a symptom go to a certain point before it actually came to you, so someone else was like a manager of that area, that they you know, as an issue started to go, someone else actually could remedy it and take care of it, and it was their responsibility to do that, and then only very serious ones would actually come to you, because you're going to go away next week, and all that other stuff is going to go with you in your brain, and you're going to think about it for a week. And
well, here I am, the owner of the company, running a pager up to somebody. I mean, that's great.
Hey,
so that's stopping you from doing some more really,
we should talk
really, you know, important things that, you know, that you can be doing instead of doing that other
Well, that's the other thing. I've had people internally handle things, and it's got way out of control, way out of control. And I'm almost afraid to hire people now because of some of the bad experiences I have. And I know I've contributed to that, probably, because maybe I didn't train them enough. So I don't even know if I need an extra person in the office or not.
Sam, when you say it's way out of control, what do you mean by that? Because it sounds like, you know, you don't trust them to do the job, or they screwed up, and it's. No, I know I have that problem. So.
No, I have. It's not that. It's just that I have grown up with this company doing everything. Mm-hmm. Now I have a partner. She does everything, and I have never delegated this stuff to anybody else.
The question is, do you want it that way, or do you want to change it? That's part of the. You know, it's hard sometimes because I have a real problem delegating myself. Yeah. I know that, and part of it is because I want to keep all that in that little basket. You got to let go.
And you got to know that when they do it, they're not going to do it the way you would do it. You have to expand the parameters of acceptable.
I want this structure in my business. Is this the customer service person? What kind of a title do I give it?
General manager.
You know, if that
General
his job
manager?
Is to,
sure.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone to your employees and said, we want to create a structure, you folks do the work, and find out from them what is necessary? Invite them to create part of the structure? Gives them some ownership.
Even if you found the perfect structure today in your mind, you should let them create it.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like the quality circles, quality team.
I should let my employees define how my company is going to run. I don't agree with that.
Well,
I don't see
think
the
it's
logic
that. I
in
think
that.
if you're going to if you're going to delegate and give them responsibility, they have to have some buy-in in that. And if you just lay a structure on top of them that they have not bought into at all, you don't have to let them create it, but you can put them as part of the
have some
process.
input. Okay,
Yeah,
I don't have
exactly.
an argument with that.
Exactly.
He needs a foundation.
No
So
buy-in means, you know, you're lost.
maybe we need to actually form a structure for you today. Maybe we need to take the notes and start at the top. What is it that you just want to do, and then we'll throw out, and they can give you the input. We had a couple ideas already, but you're at the top, you're the owner. Sandra's 30% owner, correct?
I would like to do big guns, big time customer service and sales.
Maybe the day-to-day, mundane, answering the phones, running pagers. You know, maybe you just need a runner, somebody to fill in some of these spots.
We're expanding to serve you better. We've added an administrative assistant.
I have a great idea for Sam. You have this new partner. Write a letter to every single customer and says, I am so excited to welcome Sandra, what's her last name, as a partner in my firm, and so that we can grow and service you better. Sandra will begin to take over a certain percentage of the account. So from henceforth, Sandra will be dealing with you. What you're saying is, I have a new owner. You're not dealing with Schlock. You're not dealing with the guy from off the street. You're dealing with my new partner. And that gives you the psychic release that it's okay for you to turn these people up. You're not turning them over to nobody. You're turning them over to your partner. And they're going to be handled perfectly. Those inbound calls will start coming in. You don't take those calls anymore. Hey, Sandra, here's your stack.
Would you explain this to Sandra?
For help in finding a networking group in your community, you can talk to SCORE, the Service Corps of Retired Executives. They're here on the internet. You can check your phone book for a local listing or call 1-800-634-0245.
Small Business School with Hattie Bryant.
If you want to learn more about starting, running, and growing a business, come to our website,
smallbusinessschool.org. There's streaming video and interactive study guides.
The only way we can compete with big business is to be faster, smarter, and better. We are the engine of the American economy. We create the jobs. Small business is about big commitment. It's about sacrifice and struggle. But we do it because we say, if I don't do this, my life won't be complete.